Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of StayTrue Tv. Today we're working again on the Yamaha Kodiak quad bike. So in this video we're hoping to achieve getting the wiring harness sorted out and cleaned up. We'll look at getting the radiator cleaned up and mounted back on the bike. We'll get the carby cleaned up, and also that second-hand air cleaner that we bought from the wrecking yard, we'll get that cleaned up and mounted back on the bike. Now for all the subscribers out there, we have a new Facebook page. If you want to get on and get the inside scoop before it gets onto the YouTube, jump on, just get on Facebook, type in StayTrue TV, you'll see the logo. Get on and join. For now, let's get back into this quad bike. Got our box, all our wiring in it, the majority of our wiring in it. Let's pull it all out, unjumble it, see what we can connect up and work out what goes where. Alright, so pretty much what we've done, gone and got the loom, laid it out where we think everything should be roughly situated, so we know that that's the main loom, obviously going through the frame. I'm just taking the assumption that the computer and stuff goes to the back end from what I've seen on pictures. Got the battery equipment and the coil, we know that's on line with the motor. Then at the front we've got the speedometer, ignition, kill switch, throttle and lighting. And work out which plugs go where, if we can work them out, and whatever's left over, then we'll sort that out afterwards. Alright guys, so I've just gone and mocked up everything that I've done. So all I've been doing is looking at the shape of the plug and the colours going into the plugs. I've got an old battery charger here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hook the positive up to where the positive of the battery would be, like so. And then over here we've got like an earth loom there, a bit of an earth connection. So I'm just going to connect into the loom. This is just for testing purposes anyway. And we'll see what we come up with. Oh, there we go, we've got a working monitor. So that's working, that's sweet as, can't really read it. We'll have to take care of that at a later date, but well, we haven't got any lights, but that could have something to do with the earthing as well. By no means I know what I'm doing here. It's just work things out as we go. So what I've done is connected my test light up to the negative. And I just want to see whether we get any power coming to this bad boy here, because this will be the one that goes to our starter. And again, it could be earth issues, reason that we might not get any power and stuff here. Okay, so we've got absolutely no power coming up to here, so we should have a power coming up to one of these wires here to come up to this power button. So the fact there's no power coming to it from there, telling me we're missing something here. Alright, just because we've got it reading doesn't mean we've got completely clean connections either. Alright guys, so we've managed to get, what I worked out was I knew one of these was battery, comes straight from battery for power, and I knew one of these needed to be sent back up to the starter button to give power to come back to the relay. So what I did was I chased the wire it was. So we've put the connection in. Now we can press our starter button, and if you listen, the relay is now working, and this cable here going to our starter motor is gaining power. So I know somewhere I need to get the power to that blue wire, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking it's a faulty connection within this plug here. So let's continue on and see what we can find. So I've just gone out the handlebars to the mix because I just realised that they've got the safety cables on the brakes. So I've just gone and hooked them up, but we still have no luck. Alright guys, not having much luck here, so what I'm going to do is actually mock it up onto the actual bike itself and see what we can find. Alright guys, check it out. So we hook that onto the cable that goes to the starter motor. We press our starter button. So we're working. So we're getting somewhere here, that's beautiful. Let's try this. So we're going to chuck another fuse in this headlight and see what happens. See whether it fires again or not. Earlier I tried the headlights and it just popped the fuse straight out. Whether that was because of the bad earth or not, I'm not 100% sure. So, hey, look at that. The old beauty. Pretty sure. Now just off the camera I was messing around with this one, this control here, so our full drive lock, we press that, it says up here differential lock, put it back. Now the first time I pressed this red one, it made like a mechanical noise down in the diff. So obviously something's working, whether this button's working 100% or not, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be clicking or nothing. We'll have to pull that apart and have a look anyway. Just gonna try and replace this button here as it is missing. Let's continue on and see if we can work out where we're going to put a coil. Alright guys, so I've just gone and chucked the coil up in here. I've gone and hooked the orange cable, orange wire, which is what I usually suspect for the coil. Now I've gone and earthed my test light. And I've got the test light sitting inside the spark plug. Check this out. We got a spark. So we are well on the way. So we've got power going to the plug, but it's not condensing, sparking. Alright guys, we're back again. I've been trying to rack out this electrical work here on this quad bike. Spent a few days on it now. Unfortunately, I can't get it going. I've tried diagnosing a lot of things. Everything I can. I've tried diagnosing the coil. We know it's a new stator, so we shouldn't be having any issues with that. CDI unit, I was even on the internet trying to find out how to bypass the actual ignition system on the CDI unit. We've tried doing that, can't get anything, get the same result, a very, very faint spark. The only thing that I've got left to do is the CDI unit. Unfortunately, there's no ways of testing the CDI unit, so we're just gonna have to go ahead and send it and buy one. So for the meantime, we're gonna continue on getting this, doing some other parts on this while we're waiting for a CDI unit to rock up. We've got the suspension getting powder coated tomorrow, so we're gonna go ahead tonight and we're gonna get this suspension sandblasted back and prepped and ready to go. Let's get into that. Finally, they are finished. Blasted, ready for powder coating. And these buggers were very, very fidgety. Getting in and around all the coils and stuff with the sandblaster was ridiculous. Not to mention how heavy coat there's like a plastic coating that was actually on them. So trying to get what was left of that off was ridiculous. While I was doing it, went ahead and done the collars and adjusters and stuff for the two fronts. You might be questioning why there's none for the back. Let me show you this. This here is our rear spring. rear shocker. And she's knackered. She just ain't doing what she told no more. So we're going to be ordering a new one of those. When we get it, we'll just change out the spring so they're all the same, black and white. Alright guys, we're here with Dan, the powder coat man.
Oh, yeah.
So Dan's powder coating. So Daniel's going to be doing some powder coating on our springs for us. And he said we can chill out and watch the process. Alright guys, there you go. Springs are done. He's going to get back to the rear spring when he gets a chance. We're not in so much of a rush for that. We've got our front ones, we can get them back together. So anyone needing powder coating in the Whayalla suburb, Dan's the man. I'm going to leave his contact details underneath and get in touch with him if you want some parts powder coated. So we're still waiting for the suspension or the shockies to actually dry. So while we're waiting on the shocks, we're going to get this carby pulled apart, give it a bit of a clean out, and get it back together. Very dry. Might give it a spray down with some CRC and just let that soak on it for a bit. But she's not split, so that's a good thing. Alright. Gotta give this thing a bit of a clean up. We've gone and cleaned everything up. Now we're going to try and put everything back together. We've had the diaphragm just getting in some inox. Same as this one here. Just trying to soften up the rubber a little bit. Made it a bit more durable, hopefully. All the jets are cleaned out. Nice looking. The case. The actual carby itself is looking a lot better. You just blow into this part here and that slide should raise up. I'm going to try and do this for you so you can actually see the slide rise. That's telling me that the vacuum's getting caught in the diaphragm correctly. That's operating correctly. Alright guys, there it is. Looking a hell of a lot better than it did when we took it out. Jets are cleaned out, everything's cleaned out. We'll get some new cables for it. And it's got a bit of a kink in it, so we'll try and source one of those. But for now, we're going to go ahead and put this back in the bike. I think directly we'll be taking all this wiring back off. Wait until we get the new CDI unit and then we'll have another crack of that. I'm feeling pretty confident that the wiring is actually okay, the loom itself, because all the lights and everything were working. The only thing that wasn't working was the ignition system, wasn't getting any spark. But I don't want to go and wrap all the loom up and everything and find that there is something in the loom that's still incorrect. So when the CDI gets here, we'll be able to have a bit of look at it, see if we've got ignition. If we've got ignition, then we'll remove it again and wrap the loom up a bit neater. Get everything nice and cut and shut, which should be sweet. Carby's on. Let's go get the airbox and give that a bit of a wash down. So for those of you that don't remember, we didn't actually have an airbox when we bought the quad bike. I managed to track this one down online, second hand, but it is a mess. I'm even having parts, see if it's got a filter in it. It does got a filter that's not much good to us. Oh, what's got in it? I think we got mouse poop in here. So we get water in the new air filter. That one's not much good. Oh no, go and chuck this into the bath. Give it a good bit of a wash down. Sweet. This is looking great. Not a lot better than was. Cleaned the inside and out. Let's go get that on. Alright guys, it's starting to come together. We've got the carby and airbox mounted now. Sweet as. We've got the suspension drying at the moment, so that's been painted. It's coming up really good. We've got the coils that was done, powder coated. So tomorrow we'll come back and chuck that suspension together and get it all fitted up. And try and chuck these springs on the suspension, get the suspension back together and back on the bike. Let's do it. Alright, so we've got all our collets. We've got our adjusters, which I've just gone and sanded the paint from the inside of this. Thinking next time I do one of them I'll mask it up on the inside, keep it bare metal. Got our shockies, we've got our springs. Got our spring compressor. What I'm going to do is going to go put a bit of electrical tape around the clamps here, just to protect the damage on our springs. Let's get and do that. There it is, guys. They look awesome. Front end's back together. Next thing we want to look at getting done, getting the radiator cleaned up, bracing, radiator hoses, get all that mounted up. Got a little bit of damage in the corner here, so we're going to try and heat it up. Let's see if we can pull it back to straight. Alright, we've gone and attached it back up. Not the prettiest, but it's not a plastic welder either, it's just a solder. I've just chucked a bit of filler plastic into it. Just bolted it back so we should be able to get our clip on. Once it clips on you won't even notice. Okay guys, so I've gone and mounted the radiator, but as I was cleaning it, I've noticed there's a fair bit of damage on this radiator, and I really don't want to keep that for a cooling system, so I've just chucked this up for a mock-up for now while we're doing the build until I get a new one. Once we get a new one, we'll swap this thing out and put the new system in. But for now, we're going to keep on going, continue installing this cooling system. Alright guys, the bike is coming together fantastic. We've gone and cleaned up the radiator, but we are not going to keep this radiator on here. I've decided, looking at it, once I pulled the fan off and started cleaning her up a bit, there's a few dings and dangs in it. Don't want to chance this thing failing on us. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to order a new radiator for it. We've got all the coolant lines, hoses cleaned up, and they're looking like brand new. We got the suspension painted up, powder coated thanks to Dan's powder coating in Whayalla. The link will be in the description. If you guys want to get any work done, any powder coating done, talk to Dan. Does a fantastic job, as you can see, looks absolutely amazing. We went ahead and we got the carb cleaned up, fitted back in the bike. Got the airbox cleaned up, fitted back in the bike. The only thing, unfortunately, we didn't have any luck with was the electrical loom. We got the loom in. As far as I can see, the loom was working perfect. Just a couple of cuts and nicks in the actual loom that we've got to clean up when we get it sorted. But I have diagnosed it down to the CDI unit may be failing. So we're going to have to chase up a new CDI unit for the bike, get it in, test it out. If that fails after the CDI unit's been changed out, then we've got to follow up and try and chase down what the next issue is. We did get a brand new stator when we rebuilt the motor, so I have no doubt that that's cleared out. I've tried 2 different coils in the bike. Neither of them made any difference. So the only real thing that's left over is the CDI unit, and unfortunately there's no way of really testing it without biting a bullet and just buying a new one. So that's how we're going to have to go. Now if you aren't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscription button, hit the like button, share the video around. We want these videos to get out, because the more I can get subscribed to this channel, the better the projects can get. Don't forget, we are now on Facebook. Get on the Facebook page, StayTrue Tv. Join us. We put things up there before they come onto YouTube. You can see what we're up to. It's got all our projects going on there. We are now on Instagram as well. If you want to jump on Instagram and follow StayTrue Tv, get on it. But until next time, we'll catch you later.